you hear from. Your past is a gift. And so, as we were speaking previously, I've put these videos together for a higher purpose. Okay, people may look at it and think, you're self-promoting or whatever it is. To be honest, all the information that is in my book are on these videos, and these videos are absolutely free to you. They're free. The information, the knowledge that I'm sharing with you comes at no cost to you. But the information that you get from these videos, or the information, the knowledge, the wisdom that you can gain from reading the book is priceless. There is no price for what you can get if you can find your way back to you. So, in the previous video, I was talking about how I should have been one of those kids that was bullied. I should have been one of those kids that was picked on. And today I'm going to give you all the reasons why that should have happened. And then in the next video, I'm going to tell you why it didn't happen. So, as a kid, I'm growing up, I went to school, okay? Now, even in the hospital, when I was born, the nurses all flocked to my little crib, or whatever, the little, where they put the babies, and all the parents can come to the window and they can look at the babies, when they're born. All the nurses would flock to look at me. But this was, what I grew up with, this story, because apparently all the other babies were fair. And some of them had no hair, but if they did have hair, they were all blonde, and blue-eyed, Aussie kids. And I was the first one born, and I had dark hair, and I had so much hair on my head. And I even had fluff growing on the side of my face, and on my body I had fluff, that later fell off, as I was going through school. But I already came into the world looking different to what was normal. That was my birth. Then I went into school, and I'm surrounded by Aussie kids that are all blonde and blue-eyed, very few that weren't. But for what there was, they were also Aussie kids. This was second, third generation of Aussie kids now. Not firstborn, Aussies from immigrants that had just arrived in Australia, previously, like just before I was born. My parents arrived. And so I was actually the firstborn Aussie generation here. So going into school, I looked extremely different to all the other kids, And then I went in, and as I was going through the years, when I lost my baby teeth, my new teeth that were coming through were all crooked. And I had so much of them that eventually I started high school, and the orthodontist had to take some out because I just didn't have enough room in my mouth for all the teeth that were coming through. I just had a small face and all these teeth all mounted on top of each other. So this is my primary school childhood, okay? Then, to top it off, I'm 10 years old, and I get these thick reading glasses because I used to spend a lot of time reading. And so I'm 10 years old with these really thick glasses, this dark hair, these dark eyes, look totally different to everyone else, and these crooked teeth. It was great. Going into high school then, I had these bottle glasses, these really thick glasses to read with, and as soon as I started high school, of course, I had to go to an orthodontist, had teeth taken out, had braces. So I looked adorable at 13, I just totally stuck out. But going through it all, and I was lucky because once I got to high school, for some reason, in my first year, I gravitated to all these other girls, because I was in an all-girls school by this stage, and all these other girls were also firstborn Aussies, and all their parents were immigrants. They had all migrated to Australia for a better life, to give their children a better life. And so for the first time, I think in my childhood, I didn't feel like I was different to everyone else, And so in this next video, I'm going to to talk about why I wasn't bullied and why I wasn't picked on when there was so many reasons why I should have been picked on, or bullied or teased or whatever other word, what happens to kids at school. And funny enough, later on, I found out as I was getting to year 5 and year 6 at school, the last 2 years, there were more immigrants starting to come in. It was more common now to see children, more like me with the dark hair and the dark eyes and the darker features, compared to all the fair Aussies that were in there. And they were being picked on left, right and centre, like, bullied and pushed around. And I found out many years later, way after high school, these children, as adults, came to me and they were telling me their stories, and I was thinking, were we even in the same school? In my mind, I'm thinking, I don't remember any of that. Not only that, but I ended up being school captain, which was like, what? Right? So, in the next video, I want to talk to you about, if you're one of these people going through it, you can absolutely turn this around. And I'm going to show you how in the next video. Because it's all in you to do that. It's all in you. I know, because I was one of those people. I should have been picked on. I should have been bullied as a kid. I should have been pushed around. And yet I wasn't. So in the next video, we're going to talk about why I wasn't. And how you can too. You can too. You can turn it around. And that will no longer affect you. All right? Because there's so many kids out there that commit suicide because of the bullying and because of the name calling and because of all the teasing and all the stuff that goes on. And there is no need for it. Because I was a prime candidate and I did not suffer any of that. But I know why. All right, my darlings. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video with all the answers. And hopefully you start applying all these tools of the things that I've learned in my life, and you can turn your life around. All right, my sweethearts? I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages, and I will see you in the next video. Watch out for it, because there will be all the answers to how you can stop all of that right now, this very moment. All right, my darlings. Bye for now.